Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Debbie, and today I'm going to take you through a roughly 10-minute flow for sore knees. So I have no idea what the hell I did with my knee, but I was at the gym this morning and I was trying to do some squats and lunges, and my knee is just killing me. So today we're not going to be on our knees at all, but we're going to try and stretch out my legs and your legs as well to hopefully alleviate whatever muscle tension is going on now. You don't need any equipment today, but if you would like to use blocks, feel free to go and grab them. Again, you can use books, pillows, blankets, anything that's going to help bring the ground up to you. Otherwise, we are going to begin standing at the front of the mat here. And my knee is fine to actually put weight on it. It's just the going up and down the stairs that's killing me right now. So, all right. So actually I will face the camera to start with. So we're going to begin doing some neck rolls. I'm just making sure that I am fully grounded on the mat here. So let's take a couple of breaths in and out through the nose, breathing in and out. Breath in, out. Once more on your own. And I'm just going to drop my chin to the center of my chest, rolling it over to the right, leaning back, and then taking it back down through to center, over to the left side, and back up. I'm keeping a soft bend in my knees. I'm not locking them out. Over to the other side, breath in, and breath out as you go over to the left. One more. And breath out. Just going to take it back through to center, and I'm trying to remember to relax my shoulders away from my ears and then lift my head up. Let's do some shoulder rolls. I'm going backwards first. Forwards, backwards really doesn't matter, just whatever feels right for you. Let's take it the other way. We're just going to invite a little extra movement into the spine. So I'm just going to widen my feet out just a little bit. And we're just going to begin by swinging our arms and hitting our bum and bending our knees generously. Maybe pulling the navel in towards the spine for a little low back stability here. This is just to warm us up a bit. And let's slow it down. So I'm going to stand at the front of the mat. I'm going to inhale, reach my arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Generous bend in my knees. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Nice flat back, pulling that navel into the spine. And then exhale, forward fold. And then we'll roll our way slowly up, one vertebrae at a time. Reaching the arms up. And bringing the hands together at heart center. And let's repeat that twice more. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, rolling our way slowly back up. Making sure we do that full arm extension. Hands through the heart center. And once more, matching movement with breath. So inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, rolling our way slowly up, one vertebrae at a time. Reaching the arms up. Hands together to touch a palm center, heart center. Oh my gosh, can't talk today. And then exhaling. All right, we are going to make our way into downward facing dog. So last one to reach up. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands down, stepping back with one foot, and then the other coming into our first downward facing dog. So for me, I'm going to widen my feet out a little bit just so that I'm not putting any undue pressure on my knee. And I'm going to bend one knee and then the other. Just trying to get a nice stretch in the back of my legs as well. Because sometimes it's about the muscles that you don't think about that are actually causing the pain. And then I'm just going to hang out here with a bend in my knees. And I'm not worrying if my elbow or my my heels are touching the mat at all. Nice long neck. Think about lifting that spine up to the sky. We're going to come forward into plank. And then we're just going to lower the knees and onto the belly. We'll do some baby cobras here. So really think about pushing those toenails into the mat. So the knees are lifting up. And we're going to inhale, pulling the navel into the spine and lifting up. Exhale down. If you'd like to hover when you lift up, feel free to do so. So inhale, lift using the low back muscles. Exhale, come down. Squeezing those glutes at the same time when you lift. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, coming down. And then just going to come up onto all fours for transition and making your way onto your bum any way that is comfortable for you. Extending the legs out in front of us. I'm going to place a block in between my legs here, just to give me something to land on when I come forward. So I'm going to inhale to find length in my spine. If you'd like, you can reach the arms up overhead. And then exhale, fold, coming forward. And we're hinging from the hips here. So we're not rounding the back. So you can use as many blocks as you need to plant your forehead on the blocks. And if you don't have blocks, that's perfectly fine. You can just hang out wherever you land. And this is stretching the back part of our legs, giving us a little extension through the spine. And the toes are certainly not the goal here. And I'm keeping my knees soft. I know you can't really see it on camera, but I don't have my knees locked out. So if your knees are locked out and they're sore, unlock the knees and just let them be a little softer. One more breath in and out. And then we're going to use our hands to walk our way back up. So we're in a seated position. And now we're going to make our way onto our backs. Rolling down slowly, one vertebrae at a time, best you can, until you're laying all the way down. We're going to do a bridge pose here. So bring your feet in as close to your glutes as possible. Maybe you can touch the heels, maybe you don't. If you'd like to, you could use the block to really think about engaging those thighs here for our bridge pose. So we will inhale and tilt the pelvis, and then lift the bum all the way up, low back, coming up onto the shoulders. And then exhale, lower down. And we'll do that again. So inhale, length, like flatten the back. And lift at the same time. And then we'll take a breath in here. And on the exhale, lowering down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. And again, if you don't have a block, that's fine. Just imagine that you've got that block between your knees, that you're squeezing, you're actively squeezing together. This is just going to help stabilize any of the little stabilizer muscles that are around the knee to maybe pick up the slack for my knee today. So inhale to lengthen the spine and lift. And if you'd like, you can certainly nestle the shoulders underneath and interlace the fingers. I just can't do that with this frozen shoulder at the moment. So I can nestle the shoulders underneath the back though. Think about holding a nice long neck. We're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Unnestle the shoulders, so let them go back out, and then lower down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Nice. And then we are going to use our block here. We're going to put it underneath our sits bones and pulling one knee in and extending the other leg long. So it really doesn't matter which leg you're doing. I'm doing my right leg if you're watching. And let's rotate that ankle one way and then the other. And then let's switch. So we'll put the right foot down, pulling the left knee in and extending the right leg. And if it doesn't feel good to extend the right leg or the leg long, then absolutely feel free to keep the knee bent. This is just, again, what feels good in my body. So let's do the ankle circles one way. Remember, I'm just here as a guide. Let's go the other way. It's your body, so you need to listen to what is working for your body. And every day is different. And then let's release that. And we're just going to make sure we're still on our sits bones. And we're going to lift our feet up. Oops, I pushed that back a little too far. Lift our feet up to the sky. You can flex and point the toes here if you'd like. So flexing the feet, pointing, flexing, and pointing. Keeping a soft bend in the knees, trying to not lock them out here. And again, if you don't have a block, this is where pillows, blankets, my block is slipping here, can come in handy for sure. And you don't have to flex and point if you don't want. This is just helping to relax the muscles that are in the legs by doing this. So stretching them one way and then the other. So we're getting both sides of the legs for the muscles just to help them. And then you can just hold still. No need to flex and point. Closing down the eyes if that feels good for you, or letting the gaze come to a soft focus. And then we'll slowly lower the feet down and then remove the block or blankets or pillows, whatever you had. Just gonna put this up overhead here so it's out of my way. And let's pull the knees into the chest gently, and then we'll roll over to the right side. And you can look straight up, or you can look over your left shoulder, and you can extend that left arm out straight, or you can cactus the arm, whatever works for you. And keeping that right hand on top of the left knee to keep it down if you'd like. And if your knees are nowhere near touching one another, that's perfectly fine, because when I first started doing yoga, I had a huge gap and I used to put my block between my knees to help me. So that would help to elongate. But now, after years of doing this, my knees actually touch one another. One more breath in. And on the exhale, pull the navel into the spine, lifting the knees up. And we'll take it over to the left or the opposite way. If you were going the opposite way, that's perfectly fine. Looking over the shoulder if that feels good for your neck. If it doesn't, absolutely feel free to keep the neck long and just look straight up. Yogi's choice. We'll take one more breath in. And on the exhale, pull the navel in, lifting the knees up. Maybe it feels good just to give them a little squeeze in. And then we're going to extend one leg long and then the other, taking up space on our mat, taking our feet as wide as the mat or wider. We'll just close down the eyes here and just let the body absorb what we've put it through today. Not sure if you can hear the kids playing in the field behind, but they sound like they're having a grand old time. I'm not sure what they're playing, but it's so good to hear kids playing in the neighborhood. It reminds me of being a kid myself. Those beautiful long summer days when you had nothing but time on your hands. And as always, if you would like to stay here longer, feel free to do so. Otherwise, if you would like to get on with the rest of your day, let's wake up. So we'll wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, take a full body stretch, reaching both arms up overhead, and then rolling over onto one side, and then pushing your way up into a seated position, sitting any way that is comfortable for you. Cross-legged, if that's good. We'll take one final breath in. So inhale, reach both arms up. Bring the palms together to touch, pulling them down through heart center, bowing your chin to your chest, thanking your body for taking you through this practice today. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this practice with me today. If you did, give me a thumbs up and like the video. If you haven't already, hit that subscription and notification bell so that you know when my next video is available to view. I am posting weekly on YouTube. And thank you again, genuinely, for practicing with me. I look forward to seeing you on the mat again soon.